Seriously. All right.
I don't even care what he says.
I really don't.
I don't care what he says.
We had a couple good plays. Outside of the first play of the game, what?
When you're
They had a sack. Ziggy had a sack, and then, stop me if you've heard this before, Ziggy Ansah, questionable to return. Ziggy Ansah will not return.
When your best play is an interception where your wide receiver made a phenomenal play to get the ball out and get it back. That's your best play.
Yeah.
That is the best play they made. Kenny Golladay.
His hit, fumble, and fumble recovery. Forced fumble and fumble recovery. Nice job from Kenny
Golladay. Late in that game had a tackle, a forced fumble, a recovered fumble. Jared Davis had a tackle late in the game.
Statistically, I mean, it happened much earlier, but yes, you're saying as the game wore on, you're in the third quarter and Jared Davis is still stuck at one tackle.
And Kenny Galladay's got a tackle, a forced fumble, and a recovered fumble. What's the apology thing? I don't even know what we were expecting an apology for.
So, weeks ago in the preseason against Oakland, Marshawn Lynch rips off this run, goes down the sidelines, and Glover Quinn is chasing after him in the pursuit angle, and Glover Quinn can't catch up to Marshawn Lynch. The play was called back because it was a holding penalty or offside, whatever the hell it was. It was called back. And my thinking at the time was, look, he knew what it was. It's preseason. You don't have to go all out and sprint to try to catch a guy who's going on the sidelines. It doesn't matter. Maybe even saw the flag. It doesn't matter. And you guys are both like, no. I think Glover Quinn's lost a step. I'm like, he hasn't lost a step. He's fine. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. No, he's lost a step. And then you guys brought it up again last week. I'm like, guys, come on. It doesn't matter. You're going out that damn Marshawn Lynch run in preseason, right? Yep. All right, whatever. And then last night, Isaiah Crowell gets to the outside, starts taking off down the sidelines. Glover Quinn looks like he's got an angle, doesn't have the angle, and Isaiah Crowell runs right past him and keeps pulling away. And I apologize. You guys are right. I think Glover Quinn has lost a step. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means that he's not as fast as he was. And that was a problem last night on that play in particular.
248-539-9797. Jamal in Midtown. Hi, Jamal.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's
hey, Jamal.
All right, well, let me say this. It's been about 2 years since I've listened to the show, since I've called in, because I got tired of all the piling on Caldwell. So I want to say now that we've had our first regular season game with a new head coach. Was Caldwell not doing enough winning for you?
I got to tell you, I think Jim Caldwell, first of all, he might be the greatest coach ever because he had this team go, 11-5 and 9-7 twice. But
with Jim Schwartz's team.
At this point, Jamal, I never questioned once. Like, he had his problems. His problems usually were Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But in between,
we've said time and time
played
again.
for him. They respected him, and they played for him. Now, I did some digging last night and this morning to try and find out if there were signs that this team has quit on this coach, because I don't want to get on the air and make some grand proclamation that I don't know, because I don't think that's fair to anybody. But if somebody wants to call up and say, I don't think they believe in the coach, I have zero evidence to offer otherwise.
But I'll say this,
Jim. I'm not going to fight you on it. But Jim Caldwell, I never questioned, from the guys in the locker room to listening to Caldwell talk, I never once questioned whether or not they played for him. Now, does that make him the right coach to win a Super Bowl alone? No, but I never once questioned whether or not they played for him.
Right, but at the same time, I'll speak for myself. I agree with that to the point of Sunday. I think he was a great coach from Monday to Sunday at 1 o'clock. Then when the game came, I thought that he was outmatched and just didn't have the acumen to be the head coach the Lions needed on Sundays. And therefore, I was open to firing Jim Caldwell. I was done with the Hail Mary play and lots of in-game decisions. I'm like, I'm done with it. However, you watched last night, and I'm like begging for Caldwell to come back if it's Caldwell and Terrell Austin. You can bring me Terrell Austin, too, because I got to have the defensive coordinator because – I mean, if you just fire the head coach, then you're still stuck with whatever coordinators you have. And, boy, I don't know about you, but everyone out there, whether it was Jim Bob Cooter or Paul Pasqualoni or Matt Patricia or whatever assistant coaches you want to go with, whoever the special teams coach is, that was awful on all fronts.
All fronts. And my thing was always, just like you said, do you think Caldwell is a coach to get us to the next level, to the Super Bowl? Maybe not. But he had the highest winner percentage in our Super Bowl era. 3 winning seasons out of 4 years. And the worst season was a 7-9. And that wasn't good enough for the Lions?
Well, the Lions wanted to get better, and good. You should strive to get better. You absolutely should strive to be better. They made their moves, and after one game, boy, it looks like just the worst mistake ever.
Just because they might have gone out and got a terrible coach doesn't mean that they shouldn't have moved on from Caldwell. There's somebody who was hired this year. 7 new coaches are all 0-1. They're not all 7 going to stink. They might have just hired the wrong guy.
Yeah, and I'm not. Listen, I wasn't pounding the door to keep Jim Caldwell here, but the one thing Jim Caldwell did do is they beat the teams they were supposed to beat. You know, they may not have beaten the teams that they to get you over the hump, a playoff game, or teams that are better than them, but they would not have lost 48-17 to the Jets at home to a rookie quarterback.
Nope.
Well,
Ridiculous.
one of the things we always said during the Caldwell era, we did praise the defense quite a bit. We praised Terrell Austin quite a bit. And we started getting into the rumblings of, okay, should Caldwell go? Well, if Caldwell goes, when do you fire him? If you fire him during the season, who do you want to take over? And there was a lot of discussion of, well, Terrell Austin. Terrell Austin should, because the defense looks good. The defense looks like they respond to him. Let's get Terrell Austin. And, Terrell Austin obviously was moved on after Caldwell was fired, and he's now with Cincinnati. And, it's – I don't want to do revisionist history here. It is what it is. I wanted the Lions to make a change. They made a change. Didn't know what to expect from Patricia because he had no pedigree as a head coach. We didn't have no track record. We didn't know. And now we've seen 4 preseason games and 1 regular season game, and it is pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic last night.
The text thread between Terrell Austin and Jim Caldwell last night had to be epic. 248-539-9797. Isaac. Hi, Isaac.
The Lions are terrible. They've always been terrible. They're an anomaly to reality, Doug. Your rationale about not being able to pin past failures and ineptitude on new coaches and new GMs would make sense in a normal world. The Lions aren't normal. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but let's talk about the defensive line and or lack of it. So you lose Haloti Ngata. There's no way Bob Quinn thought that Ziggy Ansah was going to make it through a season healthy. I am shocked, personally, that he got hurt. I can't believe it. And then you have A'Shawn Robinson on the bench. It defies logic. And you know what's great about that game is they started it off with hope, with a true Lions. Here's a little hope, guys. Pick 6. It's going to be a great season. Psych. It's over. And for me, I like it because I'm done. I'm a season ticket holder. I got 2 kids at home and a third on the way. No more season tickets. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the money. It's not worth, having a hotel room downtown last night. My parents drive from Lansing for all these games. They're done. It's a waste of time. We might go to a game here and there, but the Lions will never be good. And we all knew it. That you trying to talk yourself into them beating the Jets last week, Doug, was you knowing and preparing yourself for today. Because it was happening all along. And this has a chance to be one of the worst hires ever. I'll say it, Doug. I have a feeling that a lot of people don't respect him, and he may have came in and tried to be big man on campus, pounding on his chest, it's going to be my way or the highway. That doesn't work with today's athlete, and you're not Bill Belichick.
Isaac, thank you for the phone call. 248-539-9797. Chuck in Southfield. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, how you guys doing? I was down there last night, and I'm going to tell you, who calls the plays for the Lions? Is Cooter, Bob Cooter?
Jim Bob Cooter.
That's Cooter.
Is that all you want to know?
Yeah. Jim Bob Cooter, the offensive coordinator.
Oh, Cooter, okay. I was telling somebody earlier, we were sitting there looking. I had my binoculars, and I was looking at the sideline during the game. Nobody's over there is getting in anybody else's face like, let's go, guys. Let's do something. Everybody's standing there looking and not, kind of firing the guys up, getting back on the field. Like I said, everybody's on the quarterback's back. They on the guy. I've seen games where he brought them back over the years and did a lot of things. He did a lot of bad things that he shouldn't. But that was the worst game I ever seen him play. And I'm wondering, go up over the ball, and you see, I'm going to say 9 guys come up to stop them, and they run a running play right into it. Now, how many times have you seen them do that?
Well, I'll tell you what, second and goal from the 6-yard line, and you ran the ball to Theo Riddick with a fullback in the game. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Right, exactly. And I'm saying, I know he's been around 9 or 10 years now, and when you step up over that line and you see these guys making these moves, you got to change the play to something else. The Lions seem like they do nothing but the same thing. I see no reverses, no like trick plays when you get down there on the goal line, because you can't always just keep throwing the ball in the end zone and it's not working. You got to do something else, give the defense something to think about. Is what I'm trying to say. And last night, it just seemed like, they seemed lethargic. Everybody I'm just here, we're just here. And that's the way it is. And I can't believe, I still say, we got better talent than that. And I don't know why they're not responding. I don't know with the new system, and they haven't, like you said, I heard someone say, you guys were saying, they haven't learned. Guys are out of position. A pass play, a running play, they get around the corners. No, everybody's running at somebody, but they're running behind them and not running to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? They're not shooting those gaps.
Well, they're out of position. That defense.
I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Haven't learned it yet.
That defense looked awful. That defense looked absolutely awful last night. I don't know that there's one thing they did defensively where I'm like, that's something to build. There's no but today. We've done this show for 12 years. I've been on this station for 18 years. I've been doing talk radio since 1992. Usually there's but, or they can work. I don't see anything with this team, with this year. This is a low point.
I don't want to talk anybody off a ledge today. It is DEFCON 1.
And I'm not sure that there is criticism anywhere that's unwarranted.